Hey everybody, it's Dr. Kalie with Judge Family Chiropractic right here in St. Charles, Illinois. Welcome to my kitchen. I wanted to invite you guys over here today because I posted a picture of my amazing green refrigerator the other day, and so many people were asking, what the heck am I going to do with all those vegetables? How am I going to get those in? So I wanted to invite you over to see exactly what I'm going to do and maybe to introduce you to juicing and the benefits of juicing and what it can do for your health. So what we're working with today is some amazing kale. It's probably my most favorite vegetable that there is, and there's so many things that you can do for it. Today we're going to learn how to juice. I'm going to also be using some parsley. We'll be using some ginger root, which is, I found a massive organic ginger root yesterday, so that's kind of exciting. And then I found some turmeric as well that we'll throw into the juice and get that in there, which is amazing for inflammation and to help you with detoxing and be a cancer killer too. I also am going to be using some cucumber, some celery, green apples, and lemons. So follow me over to the juicing station and we'll get started and learn how to actually use a juicer. All right, see you soon. Hey guys, welcome back. We're over here at the juicing station. We're getting ready to make all of these amazing vegetables into a beautiful juice. I wanted to give you one quick tip that will help you in the long run and make this easier for you. One of the things that is a major misconception when it comes to juicing is that it's a terrible cleanup. Well, I want to give you a tip of the trades to be able to make this cleanup even easier for you. So what you're going to do is in the back, you should have a place where the pulp is going to be going. What happens is that's usually the place where most of the cleanup has to happen. So if you just take one of your used grocery bags, stuff it right into the juicing compartment where the pulp is going to go, stuff it in there, and then you'll be able to just take the bag out and it'll save you some time on cleaning. That's usually one of the best tips that people love to have and know about. So when we get started with this, what I usually like to do is get started with the light leafy vegetables so that we can make sure that we can get those in there. And then I'll follow it with something that's a little bit more juicy to make sure that it gets all the stuff that gets caught in the bottom of the juicer. So I usually just fold it in half, make sure that it can fit and not get too stuck in there. On my juicer, you are able to do the speed. Sorry, this might get a little bit loud as we get going, but I'll try and speak up. So on my juicer, you can actually count for what the speeds are. So on these lighter vegetables, these leafy ones, I like to have the speed as low as I can go so it's not spinning around too fast and not getting the heat built up, so it's not breaking down as many enzymes. We want to keep as many enzymes as we can when it comes to juicing. So I put in the parsley. I'm going to follow it up with a green apple. If it fits in there, I usually don't cut it and I just shoot it down the tube there. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. Sometimes it takes a little bit of gusto with your muscles. And that comes from just using either too much or too little of the parsley at a time. But as soon as it gets through, it goes real quick. So then what I'll do is I'll follow it up with some of the kale. I usually just snap it in half like I just did there. I'll do a little bit at a time for this one because it does like to kind of get stuck right down at the bottom right here. So what we're using for this juice is what we went through, and it's just a bunch of kale, a bunch of parsley. So by a bunch, I usually just go by a handful or some sort like that. And you can hear that I sort of picked up the speed a little bit on this because it's liking to get stuck down at the bottom there. So we're going to pick it up with just a little bit to speed things up for you guys. If I was here by myself, I probably would just muscle through it. We're going to do some celery next. You want about 6 to 8 stalks of celery that go in there, depending on how big they are and how little they are. I'm making enough I'm using enough vegetables to make 2 different juices to last me for 2 of them. So now I want to use my ginger and my turmeric. You want to have about an inch or a nice good solid chunk of ginger. I love ginger, so I put as much in there as I can. And then I also am going to be using turmeric. I'm going to just put 2 of these guys in there as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw an apple in first, throw in some roots, and then throw another apple in there behind it. And just push it on in, and everything's going in to the juice. For the one more apple. For the lemon, I usually keep the rind on there. For one recipe, it's just a half of a lemon. For 2 recipes, it's 1 whole lemon. Throw that in there. All right, so we went ahead, we finished that juice. It's gonna be delicious. I'm gonna stir it up a little bit, and then we'll be right back to taste it. Hey guys, we're back. I'm just gonna stir this up really quickly. I just like to make sure that everything is exactly where it needs to be. I'll put that lid back on. This is gonna help keep the foam out of your actual juice. And then I'm just gonna pour this right into a mason jar. I love mason jars. So I'll just pour that in right there. You can see how awesome and green and beautiful that is. We're gonna do about 16 ounces per juice is what I do. And let's see if it tastes any good. Pretty amazing. I hope you enjoyed this juicing extravaganza. I can't wait to do this again with you guys. Have a great day.